Doctor Who gives us Birds and Bridgerton. So this week we got Rogue, which was a refreshing episode. Like I said before, very Bridgerton themed, I'm guessing. I've never seen Bridgerton, but it captured the overall vibe, I'm guessing, in certain scenes. In terms of a Doctor Who episode, it did feel like a really nice Monster of the Week sort of thing that you would get in past seasons, maybe in Russell's first run, but a bit more updated for 2024. It does feel like that nice, happy, joyful episode you get before everything kind of goes to shit in the finale. We're dancing, we're enjoying ourselves. The aliens plot isn't that deep. It's very much an episode of just like, let's take a breather. And of course the main talking point of this episode is going to be the title name itself, the bounty hunter Rogue, played by Jonathan Groff, who was, I'm guessing, is the biggest guest star we've had this season, unless I'm forgetting someone. But there was a lot of theories about who this person will be, a lot of theories that I was hoping it wouldn't be, so I was really happy to find out it was just this original character, bounty hunter, looking to claim some money. When we were hearing that it might be a past Doctor from the Division, there was lots of lines during this episode and moments when I thought they were about to reveal that, and I was not with it at all. But it's cool to get a new side character that will hopefully turn up later on in future seasons. And Rogue had nice chemistry with the Doctor, you know, they got along well. You believed in this sort of fast romance that was sparking up. They sort of complement each other, you know, this Doctor's more flamboyant, more outgoing, contrasting to Rogue's more stern demeanour, more serious. They kind of plays with each other well. And considering they only had an episode to build that sort of relationship, I gotta give them props. Obviously, this episode wasn't written by Russell T Davies, I think one of the few ones that weren't. Instead being handled by Kate Herron, which I just had to search up. It was also co-written by Brian E. Redman as well. And they did a fine job. The dialogue felt very smooth. It all flowed very well throughout the entire episode. I didn't find myself thinking there was any dull moments. I was like, okay, let's quicken this up. And I do hope maybe they return for a future episode to write. They seem to really capture that fun vibe that this episode had, and that you kind of want when you're getting your mid-season episodes. And not to say I'm getting tired of Russell writing, of course not. I love the news of him coming back. But you do want to freshen up the writer's room so you can get different aspects of characters, which I think these two did well. I also want to point out the alien design that we had this episode. I thought it was great. They look so real, which they're not. But the design of the birds, alien things were great. I really like the closing of the eye effect, even though when they would blink normally and then when they would do their alien blink, it was sort of weird. Like they couldn't figure out how to just do one, or like they wanted to do the cool version that they were doing, but then they were like editing them blinking, it's just going to take way too long. So they left both in and it kind of felt a bit half-hearted. But like I said, the alien blinking was cool. And I think the individual designs as well, they're definitely aliens I think you can bring back, this sort of shape-shifting thing. We really lack aliens from the modern show that we see on a recurring basis, instead going back to for Daleks and Cybermen and whatever. So it would be nice to start building our own new alien catalogue for this new run of Doctor Who. And of course we got to talk about the lore moment where the Shulker Doctor was introduced. I never watched that, the animated serial, whatever it was, with Richard E. Grant. I knew about it. I was like, oh, okay, that's one of those things that they just did when Doctor Who was cancelled. But apparently now it counts. I always have my opinions on the whole Timeless Child inclusion. I was really happy to see Jo Martin in the lineup as well. I thought that was great to acknowledge her, because she's actually a brilliant Doctor, I think. And whilst I'm not fully with the Timeless Child, even how many years later, I can respect Russell fully doubling down, like, okay, if you're gonna include them, let's include all of them. I wonder if that's hinting at Richard E. Grant coming back, because they've appeared in Doctor Who before, so maybe they'll be in a future episode or something like that. I think it'd be cool. So whilst I don't like another face of the Doctor being included and doing whatever with the timeline that they've done now, it's kind of just what we have now, isn't it? Now, in terms of negatives, not much, because this episode doesn't strive to do anything crazy, apart from maybe the relationship between Rogue and the Doctor. So there's not any major negatives, but I did find myself feeling a type of way about the Ruby fake out death moment that we got. Not the fake out itself, I think the whole little mini battle mode thing was hilarious, but the flashback we got with the Doctor and Carla Sunday, Ruby's mum, it felt a bit shoehorned in. Like they really wanted to build that emotional response. And I think this is mostly down to the structure of the season itself and how we haven't really had moments to slow down and breathe and kind of just explore Ruby's family dynamic. Because that scene felt like it should have just been a random addition. It felt like it should have been at the start of the season. And this was the moment that we kind of flash back to that and we kind of like get a bit like, oh crap. Is the Doctor actually going to break his promise? Is Ruby going to die in this moment? But so just having this, oh, promise you'll bring her home, promise she'll be safe. Well, in episode 6, is this the time? I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority with that one, but I just felt the scene felt fake. And also the farewell between Rogue and the Doctor. It's sweet, but it's also funny, like the timing of it. Like Ruby's about to, I guess, die, and they decide to put the kiss in then. I understand they didn't feel like in the climax of the episode they had a better moment to do it, but bro, it's so funny just having Ruby stand off to the side just watching them. And you can feel the Millie Gibson's like, how am I meant to play this? Because I should be happy for my friend here, but I'm about to die. I agree they should have had that moment of that embrace, and I think the writers and everyone knew they had to have that moment. And as they were getting to the end, they're like, where do we put this in? So like, fuck it, let's put it in at the very end where it doesn't really fit at all, but at least we can say we had that moment. That doesn't take away from the enjoyment I had with this episode, getting a little glimpse into Bridgerton. I'm not going to say it made me want to watch the series, but it was a cool little detour we had here before we get into the finale. Overall, this was a fun episode that I think would be really cool in a rewatch just to have. I hope we see Rogue again. I think the Doctor's search for them could be an interesting, maybe little arc that we get over the next couple seasons, or in the episode just them searching for them, where they ended up, what case that causes, how do we bring the Chowder back. I think that'd be a great way to give them their second story when they have that sort of vengeance inside them, when they have that hatred now for the Doctor and for Rogue. Maybe that could be a future Christmas special, a little one-off where the Doctor's alone and like, oh, let me go find them. We get something sweet there. Sort of like the Husbands of River Song, maybe. But yeah, that's my review of Rogue, an enjoyable episode. Kate Herron and Bryony Redmond did a great job for their, I think, first episode writing for Doctor Who. Love to have them back. Love to see Rogue back. And now is finale time. Thanks for watching this video. Leave your comments down below. Do you think Rogue was a good addition? Did you like their relationship with the Doctor? Or do you think it could have been better explored? Did you like the plot? All that stuff, leave your comments down below. Subscribe for more Doctor Who videos, as there will be more coming out, even as we approach the end of the season. We have been the Overall Nerds, and peace.